salami coin. We all love our Solana around here, and with ETFs coming up, it's time to pay attention, in my opinion. I'm going to be sharing my new Solana trade with you, sharing the trade that got stopped out over the weekend. War bullshit. Anyway, we got a lot to get into, so let's get it. So, first and foremost, Solana right now, double the social engagement of Ethereum. Now, the Ethereum BTC trade that I shared with you, that's still open. That's, again, a big time frame trade. Could take 6 to 12 months to play out. I think ETH has got a lot of wind in the sail now, enough anyway, to get to my 0.05 ETH BTC ratio trade. Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing. Solana right now, with that ETF coming, there's some hype building. There's some excitement building. So, what's going on? Well, I'll take a look at the weekly chart here with a real quick check this out. Weekly charts looking very interesting. After, of course, the retouch of the 200-week EMA down here at 95 bucks or whatever a few weeks ago, we've since rallied significantly, currently sitting right around the 20 and 50-week EMAs. You can see this is the downtrend line from the January 13 all-time high. We are butting right up against that trend line again. Now, there's a situation where we get rejected at 165 or something like that, and come back down here to this sort of range low based on who knows what kind of bullshit the politicians can pull out of their butts this week to spook the markets. But once we break out beyond this downtrend line, probably represents a pretty significant shift in the momentum here for Solana, especially with ETFs potentially 2 to 4 weeks away from actually getting approved. That's a big deal, right? Because when it happened to Bitcoin, it was a big deal. When it happened to ETH, not such a big deal, but that was under Gary Gensler's SEC, and they kind of screwed everybody over by approving them, but not letting them list for like 6 weeks or something, and lost all the momentum out of the sales, essentially. I don't think this SEC is going to do it. I think they're going to approve and then approve listing a couple of days later, so we should have the momentum into the trade. Now, MACD on the weekly, still trending up. It has lost a little bit of momentum, as you can see here, over the last few weeks, but still trending in the right direction, so that's a good thing. Now, I'm going to zoom into the daily here in a second, let you know my new trade on Solana here. But guys, real quick, if you are trading the markets right now, you need a good spot to do that. That place is called BitUnix. It is one of the hottest exchanges out there in crypto today. I'm doing most of my trading over there these days. You can long the rips, short the dips, no KYC, no VPN. Enjoy your privacy, and they have insane bonuses to sign up right now. You can get up to $2,000 in trading bonuses. The more you trade, the more bonuses. And these are exclusive to the link down below, by the way. You're not going to get this deal with anyone else. You can also get up to $400 in deposit bonuses. So that's up to. So you deposit $500, you get $100 bucks back. $1,000, you get $200 back. You deposit $2,000, you get 400 effing bucks back into your account. That's crazy money right there. Plus, every Monday to Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're giving away $1,000 in every single live stream. And that's for new signups. Okay, so that could be you today. Link down below. Go check it out. Thank you very much. So, Solana on the daily. Now look, Solana on the daily, this is a line I drew from sort of excluding the bigger wicks here on the candles. We can see this downtrend in effect here as well. And this kind of lines up with the weekly downtrend essentially. So again, a move beyond 165 is going to be very significant here for Solana. We are on the cusp of a potential daily MACD bullish breakout. Obviously, the one that we had last week was pretty damn short-lived. Thanks, Middle East conflict. Crap. Anyway, got stopped out of our trade here the other day, and I got into a new trade over the weekend right around here, because you can see almost this sort of W pattern forming up here with this double bottoming around 140 bucks, right? So I thought, okay, that's looking significant. That's interesting, by the way. The neckline for this, still some way to go up, which also coincides with the major downtrend line. So if we get a breakout beyond the W pattern neckline, which is right around 165, also moves us beyond the multi-month downtrend line. I know we just drew the shorter version here, even the daily downtrend line. So a lot of things to like about a breakout beyond 165 here for Solana, okay? Big things potentially happening there with that. So I got into a trade on Solana right around 145 bucks or something like that. And it just sat there floating all weekend. And then yesterday or Sunday night, I think, got stopped out. It dipped under the, I was paranoid, right? Who knows what the heck could happen over the weekend. So I put a stop loss in at 143 on it. And for like 15 minutes or some bullshit, price traded under 143 for got down to 142 and some change. It's like, man, and that trade would be in great profits right now. But I missed it. Stop loss, a bit too paranoid because of the macro BS over the weekend. It's fine. Take a small scratch, move on. It's all good. The trade went according to plan, just not the way according to plan that I wanted it to go. Let's put it that way. The stop loss worked to prevent any sort of further downside, but that further downside didn't really come in, unfortunately. But now we have a pretty compelling narrative here, I think, with this W pattern forming up, the double bottom pattern forming up, and potentially taking out, as you can see right here, the 20 and 50-day EMAs, which both come in right here around sort of 156 to 157 price range. So we'll see how the daily closes out, but I think it's enough for me right now to gamble on a long here with a stop loss down here around 154, which for me would be a significant enough pullback to say, hey, you know what, that's going to be a pretty nasty rejection candle here on the daily. I'll get out of that trade just in case we come back down for a triple bottom or something like that with who knows what happening this week. On the macro scene, you can see the volume's not super strong. It's actually pretty low on these moves up so far, so it makes it a little bit of a riskier move. Currently, I'd like to see more volume backing up these moves off the lows here. So that's why we'll keep the stop loss relatively conservative on this one, just down here at 154. But if we can put the daily close in around here or slightly above, which is 16 and a half hours away, so it's a long way before we get our daily close, then I think that'd be a pretty interesting signal from the market that we might be getting at least to test the top of this range right here. Hopefully we can keep that long open for a probably test rejection and then break higher. So we'll see how that goes, but feels like a decent place to go long currently with the MACD curling up here with the price right on the 20 and 50-day EMAs. And again, if it's going to get rejected, it's going to get rejected right here as well. We'll keep the stop loss relatively tight, and we'll either watch for a triple bottom in that situation or a retest to take out and break out beyond these 20 and 50-day EMAs. So, by the way, we've got a dog with hat trade open, just blasted that in over the weekend. Currently in profit, which is nice to see. With, of course, being a great beta play to Solana, as usual. So great stuff. So what we're going to do on this trade right here, you can see, of course, we've got the trade in here. We're going to use 50% of the stack in the trading account right now. Take profit's going to be around $200. So this will be on the anticipation of a decent move, that we have some kind of de-escalation of risk from the Middle East this week, or that the market just doesn't care about continued escalation in the Middle East this week, and that the ETF trade will start catching wind, okay? So again, stop loss down here at 154, so take a decent little hit if we get the stop loss triggered, but let's see how we can go if we can get a cemented daily candle close at the 20-day and 50-day. So we'll see how that goes. We're either going to get stopped out for a small loss, or we have the potential to ride this up for a decent win if that's the case, if we can actually change momentum this week and people start de-risking around this, the political event starts de-risking itself and people then go risk on again back into the market. So let's go ahead and open up that long from here and see how we go over the rest of the day and hopefully get a decent daily close on this trade. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back in the next one.